Miami F1. I'm pumped. It's one of the most things I've most looking forward to in a long time.
I just think it might be like so electric. You know what I mean?
Well, for me, it's a whole new experience. So I'm excited to just get on the grounds, be there, soak in the environment, see what's going on.
All right, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Card Talk. I'm Ryan, joined as always by Tyler and Lou. Today's episode, we have a lot to get into. The NBA playoffs are rolling along. We're going to talk about those. We will talk about the $900,000 Lewis Hamilton card. F1 is this week. I know the boys are excited to go down to Miami. It'll be the first time we've all been together in quite some time. So we're, no, I guess not. I guess that's not true. I take that back.
We were in New York.
Already off on the facts today.
I miss you so much.
I mean, that's quite some time, relatively speaking. It's quite some time.
Fair.
For life.
And then we will do Facebook questions and play of the week as usual. But we'll start with what's in your mind. Ty, looking right at me. You look focused.
Low. This is you today.
I think the thing I want to do most right now, started off, is probably predictions for the NHL playoffs. That's really top of mind for me as a lifelong New York Rangers fan. So I figured that we could do winners of each first round matchup. We could probably do winners of the conferences and then winners of the Stanley Cup. I think that'd be good. What do you think, Rye?
What do you think?
So if you're new here, anytime we ever do any predictions, Lou always says that I pick the most obscure shit to do a prediction on, like who's going to be the third pick in the third round. So that's Lou's way of saying that I'm a little over the top on predictions. So
what do you think?
Let's get into it.
I'm just saying, when you're, right. I mean, right as many times as I've been on the show, it's like.
You're right. So let's go again. Let's pick conference winners and then
who do you got in hockey, right?
Who do you got, right? You first.
I got to see the matchups.
How you're not ready for that?
You're
not dialed in and focused?
That's weird.
You'd be upset if I ended up winning this, wouldn't you?
That would be tough. Yeah, that would really ruin.
All right, let me start it off. I'll start it off.
Yeah, go ahead.
I got the Avalanche against the Rags. I got the Avalanche breaking the Rangers' heart in the Stanley Cup chip. Psych! I got the Rangers winning the chip because you can't pick against your team.
You can't do that. That's not allowed. Nope. I'm going to go Maple Leafs against the Avalanche as well, and I will take the Maple Leafs to win the
Toronto,
Stanley Cup. Right?
I am going to go. Let's see here. Who do I want to pick?
Interesting.
Stumped.
I'm going to go Oilers versus. I'm going to go just what I want to see.
Right.
Oilers versus Maple Leafs. Versus Maple Leafs. Oilers versus Maple Leafs.
What makes you want to see that? Talk us through that.
Matthews versus McDavid.
That's a good idea. That's
good logic. Right? He's always got good logic.
Yeah,
this guy's thinking about cards at all times.
Matthews versus McDavid. It's like Brady versus Mahomes, right? We got to see that. That was special.
That was sick.
But I would go with Toronto. I would go with Toronto to win it all. I think.
I love it.
That's who I would pick. So.
Zip was trying to get a pick in there, it seemed like.
Yeah, Zip's really, he's a big Oilers guy, so he was excited for Rye.
Lou, your choice?
I said it. I'm gonna go Avalanche, Maple Leafs, and I'm gonna go Maple Leafs to win. So mark that one down, Jay. Make sure we get that on social. Big predictions here for the boys. That's on my mind today.
Yeah, Rangers playoff run. This is what's on my mind. Rangers playoff run. National creeping in. NBA playoffs. Grayson Allen. Tyler Hero had a big night last night, but Grayson Allen. We got an event going on at our space tomorrow night. This will launch on Wednesday. We're having the event Wednesday night for So Rare. Our buddy John Ellis is in town from Scotland. He does a lot of content creation around that. That should be fun. Coffee shop supposed to open tomorrow in the West Village on Hudson. If you're local and listening to this, drop by. Miami F1. I'm pumped. I got to say, it's one of the most things I've most looking forward to in a long time.
I just think it might be like so electric. You know what I mean?
Well, for me, it's a whole new experience. So I'm excited to just get on the grounds, be there, soak in the environment, see what's going on. People, is going to be all different types of characters walking around, teams, people representing different languages being spoken, different foods. It's going to be nice. Yep.
Do you think it's improper to wear those big headphones? Because I feel like it's going to hurt my ears.
No, if you want to go big headphones. I heard
Maybe
the shop.
not.
I'm supposed to. I already got a couple pre-orders. I got to get to the apparel shop. So I'm worried about my credit card there a little bit.
Yeah, that's going to be tough for sure. Like, there's definitely going to be some purchases made that I'm going to not want to make, but I'm going to have to make. So I'll figure that out later. It's once in a lifetime.
You know, it's like you guys aren't prepared. I would say I'm so surprised, but I'm not.
What do you mean prepared? How would you like me to prepare?
You know, like just not going
prepared?
down there with like a Mercedes shirt and like a Lewis Hamilton shirt. Like, hey, I'm gonna go there and buy it the day of. Like that seems like
I'm saying you gotta like.
I mean, I have
caught
the
some
hat.
Pieces from the weekend that you
like
pulled
hey,
up to.
first ever
no,
Miami
it just seems
race.
like you don't have anything and you're not prepared for it.
It sounds like if you're trying
Ty,
to
how many pieces
commemorate-
of F1 merch do you have? How many?
0.
That's a lack of preparation.
How?
Is
What do you? Is it like? What do you mean? Because I didn't go
How
on
many cards?
F1.com and order a T-shirt, bro.
I'm
Like,
gonna
what are
call
we
you out on
talking
this.
about?
I'm gonna call you out on this right now. How many cards are you gonna have priced at the National on day one this year?
Many.
Priced on day one.
On day one,
In my
in the
book,
notebook.
the notebook method.
Mark on the price gun. Hey,
There's
man,
going to be banging on.
Hey,
in
man,
the
you got
flight
that
there.
price gun? You got that price gun I can borrow?
The notebook is
I don't
good.
need price gun. I'm a notebook guy.
Ooh, price
I'm a
gun is.
notebook guy.
It is kind of weird that you won't let us borrow the price gun.
Right. First and
No, it just
foremost,
seems
if
like you
you
should
saw
get
my
a price gun a
execution,
month before.
Yeah, but if I know my boy has a price gun,
like you're the price gun guy.
like,
Good news is we're going to be set up really close to each other this year, so it'll be
I
more like a
can't wait.
toss.
We're
Like
gonna
a
have
toss
so
of
much
the
fun.
price gun.
That corner might be the hottest place in the
It's a
entire
hot
show.
corner.
It's going to be a mob scene every single day in that corner. I can't wait. Right, what's on your mind?
It seems like there's a lot on your mind.
What's bothering you today?
Nothing. I mean, you guys just come in hot and heavy with these, like, hey, let's pick the third round winners in the NHL playoffs.
I mean, you were
and-
jumping on Jay's back like the second you got on the StreamYard today.
For what?
I don't know. You were just being really aggressive towards him.
Upset. You still got the.
Jay
I
said,
wasn't
"See, that's
aggressive
nothing
towards
new."
Jay.
Yes, you were. You don't even realize it. That's how aggressive you're being.
No, Jay said, like, he shouldn't have to ask me for a microphone. I'm like, well, I don't live in the state of Florida, so, I mean, I'll bring one because they don't either.
It's just a guy asking his friend to bring a microphone down to this thing.
Well, he didn't ask me. He just threw me under the bus asking you.
No, he specifically didn't ask you.
That's what I'm saying. And threw me under the bus to ask you.
What's on your mind, Ryan?
You know what's on my mind? Jay, crop this because I won't say this much. The Jets crushed the draft. I mean,
Say more.
just crushed it, man. I mean, Amon Gardner, right? You got Sauce. And then you take the best wide receiver in the draft at 10.
I agree.
Right?
I agree.
And then you get the best running back in the draft. Right? Then you get a top 3, top 5 pass rusher and top 3 tight end.
Yep.
You know,
It's getting weird, right?
yeah, it's going to be real unfortunate this year.
It's getting real weird for you.
I'm disappointed. The Patriots took some dude I never heard of before. Like, and we were watching the draft live. We were live, whatnot, and I'm sitting there and I'm just talking. I'm like, you know what? Patriots are gonna take somebody you never heard of, probably someone from like FCS school, and they take. And what was the guy's name? Cole Strange. And Sean McVay. Like, I saw the press conference after where Sean McVay's like, yeah, we had him at 104,
Right back.
and the Patriots take him at 20 something, whatever, wherever they were.
That's tough scene.
So yeah, it was rather unfortunate to see so many Buckeye guys go to New York. But I thought the Jets did really well. I thought the draft was fun.
No QBs.
Yeah, that
Lot of
was
trades.
what I was gonna say. Is it's gonna be a real interesting year for cards. Yeah, real interesting year. I think from a card fan perspective, if you want cards to do well, I think you've got to hope that Matt Corral, whatever his name is, Malik Willis, Desmond Ridder, those guys get a chance before week 12 to play.
Mhm.
Because if those guys aren't playing by week 12, and the only guy you have playing is Kenny Pickett, he unless he's amazing, unless he's
Exactly. It's
Joe Burrow,
tough.
Justin Herbert, you don't have a lot of skilled. There's a ton of wide receivers, and that's great. And we've seen that those guys can sell well, i.e., Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson.
Garrett
Yep.
Wilson.
Yeah, so there's a ton of talent at the top for wide receivers, but unless some of those QBs really get in there, I think it's going to be an interesting year for cards.
Des Ritter's going to be a star.
I agree.
Yeah, I think there's a lot. All those guys went to spots they could play though.
And-
Malik Willis is. We've talked about it before. Lou and I have said it especially. Tannehill's not very good. Desmond Ridder could play over Marcus.
Well, they gave up on him, by the way. That was crazy. They were just like, "Yep, we're done with Tannehill." In an hour.
I don't think they're done with him.
I mean, they traded AJ Brown. They traded somebody else.
You drafted, what was his name? Burks. That kid's a stud. The kid from Arkansas.
I get it, but it felt like they were like, all right, we're going to trade our star wide receiver. We're going to draft your replacement in a
Yeah, I just think
48-hour span.
at some point what you're getting out of Ryan Tannehill. This is hey, we're going to see if Malik Willis is the real deal. If not, we've got pieces around. You have a pretty good offensive line and, probably one of the best in the league. And you have the best running back in the league.
And the Packers drafted Jordan Dove.
True.
Brought him in.
Yeah.
No, you know what it felt like to me, though, Ryan? It felt like all these teams were very much like, we don't really care about these quarterbacks because there's a whole big crop coming next year. That's pretty much what it felt
100%. Yep.
Who's the crop next year we're talking?
Stroud, Bryce Young.
Yep. DJ.
That's 1 and 2.
You're going to have
Florida
quarterback, I think, right?
Yeah, Jackson Smith and Jigba.
Do you think that because of how late the football product is coming out this year, it'll carry over a little bit into next year's class and then give that class a year of breathing room almost?
No, I think I think it has potential to crush some of that product.
2022 product.
2022. Yeah.
But isn't that going to come out at the end of the season?
Unless they figure out a way to not get it out at the end of the season. At this rate, based on current projections, you would almost assume it has to, right? Prism Football is typically an October, November release, and it's May and it's not out.
Yeah.
That's not a month behind, right?
Well, that's what I'm saying, because now this product's going to have runway. Will that give air cover to this class?
You're saying because if the 2021 stuff coming out late,
so late that it's going to.
I don't think so because of the way the new stuff's going to come out around the same time as this stuff's coming out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I don't think it has as much to do with release as it does with what's in it. If Gold Standard comes out in August or comes out in December, it doesn't change necessarily the fact of what's in it.
Sometimes some of these guys develop 2 years in, or
1,000%, and then sometimes they go the wrong way.
For sure,
right? If Kenny Pickett goes 0-8,
yep,
and other quarterback is playing, you could really crush it. If Malik Willis comes out and starts week 3, and Desmond Ritter's playing by week 5, and then Prism, Contenders, Optic, all the good stuff starts coming out, yeah, it has a ton of potential. It works both ways. It's so much of it's built on the class. More,
Yeah,
we'll see.
I just want to say something to you, Ryan. I've said this on multiple times, and I'm going to try to be calm and rational. If the Jets are anything close to competing, you're going to have to quit this podcast. It's going to be really bad for you. It's going to be really, 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 really bad for you.
Every squirrel finds a nut, right? So
eventually it's going to work out.
Right? Michigan won for the first time in 10 years. I
don't know anything about that. I'm a Georgia guy. I won the national championship. So
yeah. See, that's what I expected you to say. Yeah. Right. It'd be a real shame if Zach Wilson had all that talent, didn't do much. It would just be a real shame.
That would be a real shame. That would really ruin my life if that happened.
Don't forget, though, we have that clip of you saying this Jets defense is going to be a problem. Jets
it was
are
a problem.
8-8 or 8-9,
9-8. I was a year early.
Yeah. We'll see.
A year early. We'll see. Carl Lawson out for the year.
It's it's funny too. Is I'm gonna end up eating my words on so many guys we've talked about, the Eagles going out and adding all this talent around Jalen Hurts, the Dolphins adding all this talent around Tua. It's
I don't think so.
What?
I don't think you got to worry about Tua.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about Michael Porter Jr.?
I don't.
That was my guy.
Yeah, well, he's down bad.
Yeah.
But let's
Speaking of NBA
down bad.
playoffs, any quick check in there?
I saw game 1 where I saw a highlight of Giannis just absolutely bodying Jason Tatum playing defense, just threw him to the ground, and Giannis just throws it down. And the clip said when Jason Tatum finds out that Giannis isn't Kevin Durant. Bucks look good in game 1. I think the Warriors are going to be a tough out. Yeah, I mean, it's good basketball. Like, if only the NBA was this good all season. Like, it's a whole different level in the playoffs, and it's so much fun to watch.
Yeah, I mean,
So
the
much
regular
fun to
season's
watch.
going to keep getting worse, in my opinion. And the playoffs will get better.
Playoffs are awesome. They're fun to watch.
It's the only time of year they play hard, so it's like, of course, it's the best time to watch it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Both those games again tonight. Sixers Heat.
I feel like, unfortunately, Luka has no chance in his series, which is like really
Well, Booker's
sad.
really, really good, but
I mean, didn't he put up
Yeah.
like 45 and 10?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they lost by like 100. It felt like.
he's
Tyler
beast.
Hero going off though.
Grayson Allen's
Man.
been going off too.
We should talk about Tyler Hero becoming like an elite bench piece.
He's one of the
Just-
3 finalists for Sixth Man, isn't he? It was
I
him,
would
Kevin
think so.
Love, and somebody else.
I would think so.
He was one of the 3 finalists for that. Anyways, Miami's this week. And there was a big F1 sale just in time for that. $900,000 for the Lewis Hamilton 1/1 Superfractor from first year Topps Chrome as a PSA 7. First thoughts on that?
I just want to say that Ryan and I were so locked in on this F1 thing so early, and every time I see one of these sales, I get mad that I didn't quadruple down.
You just pure pain.
That is my reaction when I see things like this.
I just think I wish I would have been a fan earlier when you first started talking about it. Because if I would have been a fan, like if I would have started watching the documentary when you first brought it up,
Yep. You'd be rich and retired.
I would have retired by now.
Yep.
Yeah, it's crazy. I'll be honest.
far
Like,
more
It's been like
conviction.
that, huh?
It's been crazy.
yeah, I mean, I bought I own some cool F1 Dynasty patch autos that like, just compared to where they're at now, it's like it's wild to see that. But I will say like the $900,000, I'm not like that seems high for a PSA 7. That's a lot of money for a
It is
PSA
a
7
one-on-one.
non-auto. It's a non-auto of like that's
I'm with you on that.
cool, but like it also like I don't know. I'm not sure that's what I would have wanted to spend $900,000 on. It's cool. Congrats to who bought it.
It's
It just seems like a lot.
objectively.
Feels like a kind of weird congrats that you're giving right there.
Yeah, it is for sure.
It feels like obviously the best non-auto card available and a non-auto card of his available. And in a world where his 1/1 auto has never appeared, I don't even like a Dynasty 1/1 hasn't appeared. I don't even think so.
Yeah, I think so. There's a guy that owns the Max and the Lewis 101 Dynasty
Right.
triple. I mean, there's a couple different versions.
Right. So unless one of those come up to give it some context, this is the first one that comes out. People are going to go crazy, you know? Because I agree. It's definitely a lot of money. I'm not confused by that. But it's just the nature of how it goes, I feel like.
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, it's a cool card.
Clean.
Yeah, super.
What do you
clean.
think the Max would do? I was thinking about it this weekend a little bit.
Same grade, same like.
Same exact card comes out. It's a Max Verstappen instead of Lewis Hamilton. What do you think it does?
I mean, nowhere near that.
475.
I
would
would've
have
said-
500 over under is what I said.
Yeah, I would have said under.
Yeah, I'd say
Interesting.
under.
Yeah, I would
Yeah,
take the
Charles
Under.
Charles would even go much lower than that, I think.
Yeah, Charles would go under Max, I think.
For sure.
For sure.
Yeah.
Considering he's
Yeah.
going to finish second in the championship this year, I would think so.
You think Max is gonna win again?
Yeah.
That would be
What
unfortunate.
are we? What's the bet for this weekend?
I got to see the practices because Lewis was supposed to bring like a new power source or something like that. I saw.
He went and saw Tony Stark.
He's changing. Yeah, he did hit up Tony Stark. He's changing something, like a major change in the car for the weekend, which could be crazy because it could really fall apart, which is tough.
Verstappen plus 105.
He's plus 105, huh?
Yeah,
See those two big straights, right?
Charles-
It's going to be two huge
Yeah,
straightaways.
huge straight.
Charles plus 135, and then you got Sergio Perez plus 1100.
That makes
Sainz
sense.
1300, Lando Norris plus 4000, Lewis Hamilton plus 5000,
Where's George?
That all makes sense.
George plus 6000.
That's weird.
For a guy that's finished, top 5 every race? That seems odd.
Magnussen. Don't let Magnussen get sneaky in there, though.
I would love Cayman. I would love a Haas, like a real compete this weekend would be awesome.
Just a battle.
I just hope it doesn't rain.
Yeah, raining would be unfortunate for sure. I would love Haas to win this weekend. What if Mick come down and nowhere for a top 10?
No, I want to see Lewis 1, Charles 2, George 3, and then Red Bull DNF.
I don't want that. I'm going to be honest.
Hater.
I don't
Hater.
want a DNF. I would love. I think I need Max to win now in my head, so I need him to win this weekend.
Why?
Putting it on wax on the podcast. When are we recording in Miami?
Sunday morning before we go to the stadium.
At
Coffee,
Airbnb, coffee,
toast.
hot coffee, a little bit of toast. We do have a kitchen.
And
Someone doing Airbnb or someone doing
Yeah, Airbnb.
Eggo
Uber
waffles.
Eats, Uber Eats type thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
Jay's
good.
catering.
I'm just curious. So Jay says he's going to cater it, but is he going to ask you guys the day of? I thought you guys were doing it.
Yeah.
Is that what's going to happen?
Jeez, bury
That's
the guy
really
for
unfair,
getting
yo.
breakfast.
I'm just he's like, hey, you guys have top loaders.
You're coming into town with 4
I'm
people
not-
on your camera
I'm not
crew.
mad.
Maybe you can have someone help. Jesus.
I'm not mad as he attacks you for the 5th time in 20
Jay, get breakfast for
Yeah, don't get
3,
anything
not
for
4.
Ryan, Jay.
Yeah. Ryan, yeah.
Oh, that's that. You guys got him. That was good. That's
That
You
was
saw who was on your side.
Facebook
when-
questions. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
I
okay.
love Sports Center so much.
All right. Shout out to Jay for having the Facebook questions. All right. He says, right, just like we talked about, this will be good. With only one first-round QB, aside from Pickett, what's your strategy surrounding this year's draft class cards once the set starts coming out? Is this just the year of the rookie wide receivers?
I think my perspective this year is I'm only focusing on PC Jet stuff. That's where I am personally. I don't see a real opportunity with these rookies. I just don't. So unless Kenny Pickett becomes Ben Roethlisberger, which I don't expect to happen, I don't think this is going to be a hot class. So, and I don't want to overextend. I don't want to do something stupid. I don't want to force it if it's not there. I'd much rather just buy Sauce and Garrett Wilson for my collection. Because juice is temporary, but sauce is forever.
I think these classes are starting to merge together a little bit more than people think. Like Joey Burrow in the second year, still booming. I think that we don't know a lot about Zach Wilson, a lot of this class. So I think they're not as separated based on how late the release calendars are happening. So I think that the QBs have a little bit more of a runway. And I think 1 or 2 guys will emerge and there will be demand around those players. I think it's more of a 2-season rookie-ish card window chase nowadays.
I don't hate that take.
I think this year, I think what I'm most intrigued by is, will people want the shiny new object that they want every year when the new draft class comes out and it's, wide receiver heavy with little to no quarterbacks? Or is this a year where you can prospect guys, where you can buy future stars like Desmond Ridder, Malik Willis, guys that aren't going to play on week 1? Are you able to buy those cards like you used to in the past for $40, $50, $80, $100 an auto? Sub $5,000 for a Prism Gold. Is there opportunity there, or is this, hey, they're new and they've never done anything, so screw it, let's just pay $10,000 for a patch auto 101 and we'll see what happens? I think that's probably what I'm most curious about. This is definitely the weakest draft class in a long time. I would say 2013 is
For cards.
Your cards. Yeah, this is not good. Yeah, I'm just frank. Like the last,
It's just funny the way you
Well,
say it. It's
I mean,
not good.
So how do you feel
2018
about last class?
I mean, it had 5 quarterbacks in the first 15 picks. That's hard to beat.
Well, how are they like? How's the performance?
I mean, Trevor, like you just only seen 1 year of them. Like there was
That's my point.
There's
That's my
expectation
point.
that they're going to play going into the season. There's no expectation any of these dudes are going to play other than Kenny Pickett.
Yeah, but you
Like, we knew
I'd
Trevor
argue that
Lawrence was
Zach
gonna see the field.
Wilson would be a hotter prospect going into this year if he didn't play.
What do you mean?
Meaning, if in week 5 the Jets are 4-1, people are going to be looking to get their hands all over Zach Wilson cards.
Correct. And if the Falcons are 4-1, nobody's buying Desmond Ritter.
That's not true. If he's playing,
I'm saying he's not playing. He's not going to play though. It's going to
You
be
don't know
Marcus
that.
Mariota.
Got it. Well, then if they're 4-1 and he's not playing, no one should be buying his card. So,
That's
but
what
my point is, there's a lot of still going on. Like I think that because of the product release schedule, they have a little bit more chance, and numbers show that 2 dudes are going to be playing from this class by, the second half of the year.
Yeah, we'll see. All right, Natalie Bubnick says, we saw cards from Allen and Ginter, such as Dave Portnoy, Gary V, and even the Bitcoin card should have been value. What other miscellaneous cards in Allen and Ginter are plays?
I don't know anything about this, to be honest with you.
Historically, to me, it's just about cultural memes. To be honest,
100%.
I don't even know who's in other sets. You know what I mean? I'm trying to look.
My gut says, who probably has a decent one right now? Pete Davidson.
I just saw Tom Segura. That was funny you said that.
I could see Pete Davidson. Who else is just kind of high? I mean, The Rock. I don't know what The Rock like.
I don't think they have cards in Allen and Ginter.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Garcia,
I'm just throwing out random.
I mean, Elon would be one if he had it.
Yep. Great call on that.
Yeah, it's basically just cultural people who are having a moment inside of whether it's internet or even real world stuff.
Yeah, I imagine.
Jay mentioned Ryan Garcia, but I don't know if he's in. I don't know if he has a Ginter auto. I know he's got a Goodwin auto, but Ryan Garcia's got cards. Logan Paul.
Yeah, it's just very based on. I can't believe Gary's cards are $900 for an auto. It's crazy.
Are they?
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. April 17th. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's wild. Jay, next question. All right, here you go. It says Donald Schaefer says,
Wait, who's tapping? Is that me?
Probably was me. Me.
Okay.
I don't think I was tapping though.
I don't know.
Donald Schaefer says, I went to my LCS to make some value box plays. Been successful several times. I bought 2 first Bowman Julio Rodriguez for $3 a piece, or 5 for 10. Found 3 other cards to get the deal. What is the best value box play you ever made? Jets killed it in the draft. Also, I'm from Ohio. Go Bucks.
Hell yeah. I won't pretend to be on the same level as Ryan from a value box standpoint. I would say the coolest thing I ever did that's close to that was I walked into my local shop, I want to say a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago. And I purchased 1 pack of Bowman Draft, 2019 Bowman Draft. I don't remember which one it was. Purchased 1 pack of Bowman Draft, and I opened it, and there was a black Riley Green auto in there. That was the best thing I've ever done in terms of cool. Random little purchase that worked out for me.
I found a Ted Johnson Skybox Rubies Red in a quarter box in Dallas, and it sold for $159. That's probably one of the coolest finds ever. Yeah, that'll be tough to beat.
For me, it's just all the soccer stuff over the years that I bought. Just singles of different players at all the shows, but nothing that I can specifically speak to.
Yeah, 2260 Mike White stuff with the play of the show, I would say, from a value box standpoint.
Could never be their way. You can't not negotiate and expect it to be a value box play.
I mean, 20 to 260 is
it could have
trying to be nice to Jay.
10 to 260.
You're not wrong.
It's one Mason Mount auto.
Yeah. Bro, what's up? Are we getting fired up? Are we going to win the World Cup or we have a shot?
World Cup's kind of coming. No, we don't really have a shot.
That's unfortunate.
we're kind of, in the somewhat mix, I guess you could say, one could say.
We're gonna get to the knockout stage, right?
We're going to get to the knockout stage.
Okay. All right.
I have confidence and faith in that.
And maybe we're gonna be at a soccer event soon. Maybe potentially.
Potentially, maybe we might be. Also, 1:37 p.m. If you haven't seen, we sponsored the kit. Ride, did you see it?
No.
It's kind of sick.
We have a team in Bangkok that is rocking 1:37 p.m. on the chest.
Nice.
They're pretty clean jerseys too. They're like black and gold. It's fine. Kind of fire. Anyway.
All right, next question. Gravy Carter says, based on current form, Christian Pulisic isn't a top 100 Premier League player. What will it take for his value to bottom out and match his playing ability rather than the Yank optimism for him being the great hope for American soccer?
All right, Gravy, settle down. That's like a real attack on
crazy.
pretty much everything I stand for. I don't appreciate that. He's not top 100, Ty.
I just can't necessarily agree with that take per se. Not sure.
Like, here's my problem, and I'm just going to be honest with everyone here, including the two of you. The only thing I know about Christian Pulisic is what Tyler tells me. So apparently, as far as I know, Christian Pulisic is Pele. So I need to. I'm a little confused.
And we've been on record saying that before, that like when he's not Pele, Tyler's definitely made it sound like he was going to be Pele. So,
I mean, let's see. From a goal scoring perspective, he's got 5 goals and an assist in 19 matches.
that doesn't sound very good.
It doesn't.
Okay, the number 23 player in the league is Phil Foden with 8 goals in 25 matches.
So he sounds like in the 70s.
And like,
That's not
pretty
good, though.
sure the first player, like, I don't know what the standard really is. Yeah, he's a fucking American dude playing. I'm not sure the question. Isn't a top 100 Premier League player? Debatable. What will it take for his value to bottom out and match his playing ability rather than Yank optimism for him being the great hope for American soccer? I don't know what the great hope is, but I think that there's a lot of talent playing now because of him, based on a lot of his marketing capabilities. And from a value of cards perspective, he's always going to be priced up because of who he is and what he represents.
Yeah.
And value is in who wants to pay for it. So he's not a superstar, but I'm pretty sure he's scored goals, which matter, on the biggest stage in global soccer. I'm not sure what more you could ask for.
Yeah, I feel like, this is a classic example of card values not being equated with talent necessarily. It's equated with narrative, and it's equated with who we think this person can be. And in America, which is the hub for cards, he's the best soccer player. And in a world where soccer explodes, the American's going to get the most love. It's just the way it is. But I am a little confused because I thought he was Messi. So I need to make some adjustments in my mind, but I'll get there.
I mean, what did he score? He didn't he score in the Champions League?
He's also been hurt a little bit, right? Like he's missed some matches.
Yeah.
He's not in form, as they say.
All right, this next question's good. Eric Mark Murray says, because Ty, you were just talking about this, which of the 6 QBs from last year's draft do you think is the
I
best?
agree, Eric.
Is the best to invest in? A, before the season / Nationals bump, and B, for the long term. He goes on to say, also, why is the answer Zach Wilson? I'm a Chargers fan and have no
great
fanhood
question.
towards the Jets.
It's a great question.
The answer is not Zach Wilson.
What's the answer, Ryan?
Trevor Lawrence is the answer.
Ryan.
Trevor Lawrence is the answer.
They're a disaster.
He
The
is
Jets are
talented.
The Jets are clearly the best situation for any of the rookie quarterbacks.
No way.
Trevor Lawrence is
Trey
Zion.
Lance is
Zach
a
Wilson
better
is
situation.
No, he's
Anthony
not.
Edwards.
He's going to at least win games.
He stinks.
The
They
Jets
couldn't
aren't
play
winning
him
their
last year.
division.
Zach
They're going to
Wilson
hope
and
for a
Anthony
wild
Neither are
card
the
spot.
Niners. Neither are the Niners.
They'll at least compete.
So
Listen.
will the Jets.
No, they won't.
Okay.
Watch. Just
When?
watch.
No.
You will never.
Week
You'll
one,
never
we're
get a
gonna be
true answer to
humming.
this
You're going to
question.
be upset
Oh,
about
I'm going to
it.
be in
Zach
your
Wilson
kitchen
would
this
be
fall.
like 2A or 2B. I could get behind the argument that Zach Wilson over Trey Lance. I could see that argument. Trevor Lawrence, talent wise, is
I don't disagree with that. That's
Like
true.
he's
I'm
a
not gonna
better,
argue about that.
he's a safer investment. There's less risk with Trevor Lawrence than there is anyone else. He's more expensive, but his upside is way higher than any of these other guys. He could be
That's
Peyton
true.
Manning.
That's true. It's not gonna happen, but that's true.
Okay, I can get behind the Jags aren't going to be very good. That division's not very good. The Jags can win that division this year.
Maybe. I don't disagree with that. That's not wrong.
Would you agree
The
with this?
Jags don't have a higher chance of winning their division than the Jets do. That's not true.
Absolutely, they do. Absolutely, they do.
That's not true.
The Jets are
Whoa,
not
so
beating the
F
Bills.
word, right?
Sorry, just the Bills have.
The Jets being good gets Ryan fired up, and that makes me happy
No, it's
because
just,
that means
like-
he's finished in the fall. He's in real trouble this
Oh,
fall.
shit.
Crazy. The Bills are clearly the best team in that division. There's not a clear team. Like the Titans, yeah. Maybe Matt Ryan with the Colts, yeah. Like the Jags could be no on the Texans. Like,
I agree.
Will
We
you
should all
root-
just wear Garrett Wilson jerseys
Yeah.
together in
Will
harmony.
you root for the Jets because of Garrett Wilson and Rucker?
no.
Come on.
You don't want him to succeed?
I want Garrett Wilson to have a great year. I just want him to ask for a trade.
Are you gonna buy Jets cards?
No.
You're not at all?
No, I'll buy his contenders cracked dice autos and keep those, and I won't touch any of his Jet stuff.
Unfortunate. This is
Yeah.
great. It's so good. They took the two best players from Ohio State. It's so good.
All right.
It's so perfect.
Esteban
Last
Garcia
question.
says, with the price gap between PSA 10s and PSA 9s being so wide, is it better to grade cards with noticeable minor flaws with BGS in hopes of the subgrades helping to retain the value? For example, something that is obviously a PSA 9 have a better shot at a BGS 9.5. What is your take? Thanks, guys. Love the show.
I think this is a good idea. It's just hard to judge it, right? Like it's a very difficult game to play.
Yeah, there's kind of some like hopeless optimism in here that like, hey, BGS is going to give me a 9.5 because PSA is definitely not going to give me a 10.
Right.
It's like, yeah, what if you get a BGS 9? Then you wasted more time and more money. It's like, I don't know.
I don't hate maybe like a raw card review. See what you get. You know, if you get the 9.5, just stick it in there and move on. I don't hate that.
Yeah, I mean, it's got potential if it would get a BGS 9.5. I don't think that's, out of the realm of possibility. It's just, again, there's just more associated risk with it. It's not a lock.
Yeah, and there's also something too, like PSA also has a bump, but I guess the price is the prices. But
Yeah. I mean, depending on the card too, SGC might also be an option for,
I mean, that's what I've done. I've pretty much
sub $30.
Yeah, I've pretty much fully committed to SGC, so that's working out for me.
All right, so that is the last Facebook question. Again, if you guys want to submit Facebook questions, you can do it on the group is Card Talk Pod on Facebook. So check that out if you guys have not already.
It's a great
Let's
Facebook group.
Let's get into play of the week. See what we got going on here. All right, so this is from H Miller_27. Hayden says, "What's up, guys? Love the podcast. Lot buying is my favorite play, and I saw this John Morant lot I couldn't refuse for $400 about a month ago. I slowly sold it all off, and within a month, I sold it all for around $800. Doubling up in a month isn't bad, and I also got to leave others room for profit as well, selling for about 80% of comps. So it's got a couple things I can see so far. It's got from this year's Optic 21-22, it's got a red disco, looks like a purple disco, an orange. It's got like some Prism Hobby second year purple ice. It's got a blue disco from Fast Break Prism. It's got a couple numbered cards from Flux, like Panini Black. It's like a bunch of like jaw numbered cards, including an auto from Flux. Seems like a good buy for $400.
Yeah, I
I
like it.
agree. I think it's a great buy. Did he sell it all? Sold it off?
Yeah.
It all, yeah. I mean, that's a nice lot. And
Yeah.
it's a nice flip. And
Yeah, it's
he left
also
some room. I like my man.
Yeah, I wish I saw the timeline. I hope and I would imagine that it was somewhere around this little playoff run that was happening. So there's been a nice little run up on Ja. I think I saw a post from Josh Cardboard Chronicles, I think, who was showing off like the basketball numbers recently and players. And Ja's like the only one overcoming the trends in basketball, which is cool.
Really?
So good job by Hayden.
Good work.
Why do you guys love when the seller leaves room, but when the buyer pays full price? Because the buyer's making a mistake in that scenario. I'm not saying who the buyer is, but
I'm not following. Why do
he's
you guys-
making
Jay's
fun of
basically
us.
saying that, like, hey, we love to show the seller
Giving room.
credit for giving room, but when Jason pays full price for value box cards that have been sitting for 8 years, it's like our fault for saying that he should have offered half price, not his fault for just being like, yep, we gotta have it.
Why do you guys love when the seller leaves room for the buyer, but when the buyer pays full price? Because they're two different contexts, and we can like both.
That's true. It is a different context.
Like you're either the buyer or the seller.
All right.
That's a fact.
Next one is Cam's
Not both.
card collection. It's a great example of if you put in the work, you will find a good deal. I recently went to a local antique store. They usually have sports card and display cases and well overpriced. I walked by a case and saw this Mia Hamm rookie card and saw it was listed at $45. Quickly checked comps to see that asking prices were in the range of $250 to $500. I bought the card at the antique store and a little after negotiation was able to get it for $40. Then I sold it on eBay for $185. Goes to show if you put in the work, the deals will come.
Agreed. I think Mia Hamm's still a great buy. I love some Mia Hamm. I have a Mia Hamm Twizzlers card.
Never even heard of that.
It's like some random insert. It's fire. But
So this is the Mia Hamm for those that are not watching. It's a 1992 SI for Kids Mia Hamm Series 2 PSA 6 with a $45 price tag on it, and he sold it for $185 on eBay.
Courtney says, love a Mia Hamm rookie play. I agree. Mia Hamm was like goated. Mia Hamm, Brandy Chastain. That squad is goated.
That is like just before my time, so I don't have the attachment to Mia Hamm that other people have, and I feel like I should. It's unfortunate.
I'm so
Yeah.
pumped. That squad was legendary.
I'm in on Mia
remember
Hamm.
that summer like it was one of the greatest summers of my life.
All right, next one, Jay. All right, this one's from Tyler_Woods 27. It says, my play of the week submission. I bought this Doug Flutie a while back and had no clue what it was, but I saw it was at a 30. I bought it for just over $3 after tax and eBay. I looked it up shortly after and saw the comps at 400 plus. I listed it as an auction and it ended up selling for $555. A few weeks later, I was in Mercari and found a Joey Galloway Star Rubies with a weird title. I typically only buy cards on there for $5 or less. When I saw the Joey at 16, I couldn't pass it up. I listed this as an auction as well, and it sold for $333 to the same buyer. All in all, I was in it for about $20, and my profit was a little over $700. P.S. I'm from the great state of Ohio.
All right, so it's tough that Tyler's not going to win, but this buyer is definitely like a skybox collector, right? Has to be. Only thing that makes sense.
So, couple thoughts. Doug Flutie is a legend. And a lot of people got a lot of attachment to Doug Flutie. Quick story. But before the story, I'm going to go into Tyler Woods.
You really just bounced around like 4 different places there in like 4 seconds.
Here we go. Tyler Woods is an epic name. And if this individual plays golf, I mean, you call yourself Tiger Woods. I know it well, but this person's actual last name is Woods. Like Tyger, Tiger Woods. But
he goes by T-Bone on eBay. So
got you. So Tiger Woods, aka Tyler Woods, great name. Second, Doug Flutie, legend. He shot a commercial at my crib when I was probably 11 or 12 for Flutie Flakes, which was a product he put out. And the commercial ran during the Super Bowl. So I got to meet Doug Flutie. He chilled at my crib for 2 days, and he threw me passes in the side yard. And I still have a football signed Doug Flutie.
that's fire.
And this was peak Doug Flutie guy.
I love it.
So a lot of people got a big soft spot for Doug Flutie.
They do. People love Doug Flutie.
Did some legendary stuff.
I love the idea of searching eBay for mispriced or mislisted things.
Oh, yeah.
It's a grind.
The title on this, again, for those that are not watching, on the Doug Flutie originally that he bought for $2.99, it says 1999 Skybox Premium Football Card number 105, Doug Flutie Refractor-like card, 17 of 30. Wild.
Crazy.
Yeah, good play.
Yeah, it's a great play. It would probably be the winner if he wasn't from Ohio, but he can't win. I won't let him win.
I mean, we should
Yeah.
stop play of the week if that's the case, because this is the winner.
No, it's not about stop
This
play of
is
the week.
first of all, this isn't my winner, so keep going.
You just can't put.
If you're from Ohio, don't put it in there.
don't tell me because
Don't
I don't
tell
want to
us.
vote for you.
You can DM me
I'm
after,
a
and
big
I'll make
Ohio
sure it
guy.
gets on there.
I hate Ohio.
Ohio's growing on me.
It's a subpar state.
Tiger Woods is a great name.
Next.
All right, this is from cardboard_chasers on IG. For this week's play, I have a nearly 10x flip courtesy of ComC. I'm late to the game with ComC, but started using it about 2 months ago. This Benny Montgomery Chrome Sapphire Gold out of 15 popped up for $95.50. Added it to my cart, and the seller marks it half off to $47.75. I bought it immediately, and then consigned it to an eBay auction with ComC. It sold for $416.79. I lost only 3% since I consigned it with ComC and received site credit. If I cash out, I'll lose another 10%, but I plan on keeping the credit and continuing to flip on ComC. It's pretty good.
It's really good. Benny Montgomery is one of the fastest rising prospects, I think, in the whole sport
He's
of
a
baseball.
player?
Yeah, he's a real player. It's bomb.
Who's he play for? Is it the Rockies still?
Yeah, it's the Rockies. He's very, very good. It's a really good play. Big fan.
Damn.
ComC also is like easy plays all day long. We've heard it time and time again. Easy
Yeah,
plays.
ComC is a lot like day trading. Just
Yep.
You sit there, wait for deals to get listed.
You know what else I like about ComC? There's been a lot of places that come up. They pop up. They're starting these new businesses. We're selling cards here, blah, blah, blah. ComC is like, you know what? We've been here. We're like the old school. Just keep buying with us. And they just keep dominating. I love it. Big fan.
That's pretty good. All right, Jay, is there any more? All right, this is from Celtics Cards 0. It says, bought these two cards, Jaylen Brown in February, Tatum in April, and I paid $95.63 for the pair after taxes and shipping. When buying the Jaylen Brown, I thought $30 for a team sponsor patch out of 10 seems to be very cheap. I know the sponsor patches demand a premium and thought it was a good buy. Ryan sometimes speak of making lots of teams players, so when I saw the Tatum pop up on eBay, I picked it up for $60. Another good deal for a game-used patch out of 10. Ahead of their playoff run, I accepted an offer of $200 for the lot and profited $76.64 after fees. Nothing crazy, but goes to show a little work and good timing gives results. Facts. So there's they're both from 2018 and 2019 Panini Threads. The Tatum is a multicolor patch out of 10. The Jason Tatum is part of the GE. I think that's what that is. Isn't that GE logo on the Celtics jersey?
Yes.
Yeah, it's numbered to 10. He bought the Brown for 30, the Tatum for 60 plus taxes and fees. And then he sold them for $200.
Easy. Taking one of your lessons too.
Yeah, and it's good work.
Yeah, pretty straightforward. Good work.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I love a good logo patch. Game used patches. You know, the best two players on the Celtics for under $100. That doesn't seem like a bad get.
Nope.
Yeah, you know what's nice.
It's also not a bad buy for the final. The dude who sold it to.
Yeah. Listen, like $90, you make $75 in a couple weeks or whatever. Like,
Keep it moving.
keep it moving. Do it again and again and again.
Agreed. All right, Jay, is that it?
I think that was the last one.
Yep.
Man, it's unfortunate that there's one runaway winner here.
There is a winner here.
Can you go back to the beginning again? I'm looking for a reason not to pick this kid from Ohio.
I got my winner. Oh,
All right, Ty, you go first.
Tiger Woods.
It doesn't matter what I say, so yeah.
It's Tiger Woods. I mean, you can't
Congrats, Tyler.
come in with that name. You can't hit me with Doug Flutie when Flutie Flakes commercial was on my crib.
OHIO. I'm so sad. Just stop putting I'm from Ohio in it because it makes me not want to pick it.
Oh, you hate to see it, man. Ohio just dominated. It's like 4 out of the last 5 weeks.
The whole group chat is Ohio people. It's unbelievable. There's like people having barbecues every weekend. They take turns.
98, I was 7.
You know what's-
Unbelievable.
You got to check this out. You got to check this commercial out.
What is this video that you're playing in the background?
This is my crib. This is Doug Flutie at the house. Shooting Flutie Flakes.
Tyler
Great
dropped it in the
Saturday
chat.
episode.
Oh my gosh.
For real.
Look at this. What a nice kitchen, Ty, man. Gotta love the window in the back.
Right.
Hi, I'm Doug Flutie.
Hi, I'm Doug Fleet. Just go and do my man Tyler's home.
What a beautiful
10,
kitchen.
220, just in my crib. Like,
That's what I said. What a
the whole
beautiful
joint.
kitchen.
It's
The foodie
unbelievable.
food.
For domestic calls through 12/31/98. This is fantastic.
It's kind of crazy that used to be how it goes, right? It was like,
Yeah.
call this phone number. That's crazy. I can't imagine calling a phone number.
That's fantastic. All right. Shout out to Tyler Woods, just representing the great state of Ohio, making us proud and play of the week. Just great to see. Love to see that. So, latest launch. It's big this week, boys. It's a big week. I'm gonna pull it up because I know there's a couple, but you've got Bowman baseball, Court Kings basketball, and National Treasures football. Premier release week.
Real quick, who's the best two teams in baseball?
I have absolutely no idea. You know who I know is not
Like right this second?
the Reds. The Reds are awful. They're 3-19. I do
I
know
was-
that. They're terrible.
Shit state. Lou, who are the best two teams in baseball?
Probably the Yankees and the Mets right now. What do you wait. No, you're not doing that, right? That's tough. It's May 3rd. It's May 3rd. Do you know that
Walked them into a buzz, all right.
I did?
I walked you right into that one.
No, you didn't. I'm not
Where this-
confused that the Yankees had the best record in baseball on May 3rd. Who gives a fuck about the Yankees having the best record on May 3rd?
Best record's the best
All right,
record.
Jay,
You're
mark
hot,
that one
you're
down.
hot.
Mark that one down for September for me when it matters. Thank you.
When you're hot, you're hot.
Thank you. I got the AL Rookie of the Year on my team. I have no worries.
When you're hot, you're hot. The Mets aren't winning anything.
The Mets are
The
much better.
Yankees
The
aren't
Mets,
winning anything.
the Mets are
Might
much better
win-
than the Yankees
The
are.
Mets might win one playoff game. Let's be
The
honest
Mets are
about the
much better than the
situation.
Yankees.
Debatable at best.
Okay.
All right, no, but real quick, seriously, this is a huge release week. One of the things we have is Pro Set Soccer, which has Erling Haaland autos in it from Leaf. You've got Bowman Baseball, Hobby, and Jumbo. You have National Treasures Football. You have Topps Bundesliga Soccer. And you have Panini Donruss UFC and Court Kings Basketball.
A lot of stuff. Basketball product, as I have no interest whatsoever. Bowman Baseball, I'm trying to figure out who the firsts are so I could see who's worth buying in there, but they make it so hard to find. I feel like it should be a lot easier to know who the Bowman first guys are in every release. You know?
Agreed. Like, who are the guys
Haaland.
you want are?
Holland is that dude.
Yeah, like there's just no breakdown of like who's a first and who's not. And unless you're keeping up with every single release, you don't know. Prism football next week. Oh yeah, what happened with that? Did they officially delay it or?
I heard it got delayed again, but I haven't seen.
So it's still on the calendar for next week?
It's again, just all hearsay. I haven't really.
Yes, of course.
ton of
Based off
attention to
what's
it.
there.
No, it doesn't look like that's the case.
Sad.
On the release calendar, it says, hold on.
Do you think Zach stuff's gonna get blown up right now when Prism comes out?
It's currently scheduled for 6/3.
6/3.
Yeah, so at the moment, just based on current schedule, just again, this is all subject to change, as they would say.
Yep.
It says select football's 5/11, but I
How could
believe
they put out
that
select before Prism?
I think select is later. I think select is actually wrong on this. I think select is 6/23. We'll see, but it says 5/11. I'm almost positive it's June 23rd. It says flawless football is 5/20. Obsidian football is 5/25. Donruss Optic football and Prism football are both scheduled for 6/3. And then Prism Draft Picks Collegiate football is not scheduled until June 15th. So.
I just wish that they would just put stuff out. Like it's just driving me nuts. Do you think that you do think Zach Wilson's prices are going to be like very out of whack, right? Because I think that
They're not at the moment, other than the
I'm talking
NT
about
stuff.
Prism and NT and all that.
They're gonna fly.
I mean, his stuff's not that way now, though. Like
Is it not?
contender. I mean, there's like NT's out this week, and there's that big sale. Did you see that sale this week?
Yeah,
I saw it on
33K, right?
yeah. Bro Namath posted it in his story on
It's a
IG.
great buy.
Like $33,000 for a Zach Wilson NT patch auto to 3. I mean, Zach Wilson could be amazing. That's outrageous. That's a lot of money for a Zach Wilson patch auto. A lot of money. That's a Jordan. That's cheap. That's more expensive than a Jordan PSA 9 Flair.
That's a good way to put it. It's definitely the best. It's like probably the best Zach card, I think, that isn't like a 101 logo man.
You could buy that Zach Wilson card, or you could buy 2 Jordan PSA 8 rookies and a Tiger Woods SP Authentic 9/5/10 rookie auto.
I agree with you. You can do that game with everything. People are looking to buy certain things.
I get it. I'm just like, I hope for that person, Zach Wilson is Tom.
Yeah, shout out to my guy.
I don't hope that because
what if Zach Wilson wins the ring, brings the Jets back to the promised land, to glory land?
Yep, huge card.
Huge card, the biggest.
Yep.
Would it be bigger?
What if he's not?
I might buy it.
Lou's gonna bet the
only
farm.
one
He's
person
gonna sell
can win
that
this
pillow
Super Bowl.
behind him.
It's a
And
nice pillow. What about the drawing?
sweet pillow. Big into the drawing and the tree. Yeah, all the above.
There's a V friend right there too.
Oh, right there. Let me see.
Meta Relics. Shout out Meta Relics for the Prince.
Nice. So you got a foam roller there too.
Yeah, get after it. Stretch
little
the back
work
out a
on.
little bit.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm about to head over to the space.
Possible bonus episode coming next week from Miami.
Not possible. What's happening? What do you mean?
So we're doing 2 episodes next week.
Yes.
Yeah, Tuesday and then Sunday. Race
Is
day.
that okay with you?
Bonus episode coming from Miami.
Go.
Thank you.
See you
Bring
guys
your own
soon.
breakfast. See ya.
Bring your own breakfast.
Yeah,
That's
BYOB.
Bye.
Peace.